Cartoon Network is not celebrating Thanksgiving this year. So this is a video from DC Network, and we're gonna watch it. But this is crazy, dude. This is insane. I mean, I watched it before, but I'm gonna show you what I mean. They're not celebrating it, but I mean, the video is called Cartoon Network needs to celebrate it, but they don't do it. They just want to air the same old crap. Teen Titans Go over and over and over and over again. Like, dude, no, that's not what you do. You air Looney Tunes, you air Thanksgiving specials, you air movies. At least they really don't do that. But I mean, well, nah, they don't. But let's get into the reaction video. Okay, let's watch this video right now about this. DC Network says Cartoon Network needs to start celebrating Thanksgiving again, which that's true because they don't air nothing, just bullshit. But Teen Titans Go 400 episodes last year, and then they're doing it again. Let's watch it right now.
With another video. Thanksgiving is only a few weeks away here in the US, and I thought with Thanksgiving fastly approaching, given that we're in the month of November, I would take a look at what Cartoon Network is planning to do for Thanksgiving this year. And hint, hint, they're not really planning to do all that much. So if you
Yeah,
guys
they're not planning to do anything at all. It's just sad. Just, I don't know why.
recall in the past with Cartoon Network in the 2000s and to an extent in the early 2010s as well, but not as much so then, Cartoon Network would always have rather large celebrations for the three
Yeah, I know. But they don't decide it. They don't even do that anymore. They don't. They don't at all.
big holidays that come at the latter portion of the year, being Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas. Obviously, Halloween just came and went. Obviously, we had Scooptober celebrating.
Yeah, Scooptober just boring. Just same thing every year. Scooptober thing. Nothing else. Is that all y'all can show? No scary, no actual Halloween movies. None. Not even from 2006 or like 1990. Nothing. Whatever. It's like they don't even give a shit anymore.
Celebrated on Cartoon Network all month long, and I discussed that at length in another video. I'll leave a card up above to it. But now that Thanksgiving is the next holiday up on the chopping block, I was waiting to see what Cartoon Network would announce that they were doing for this year, and they really haven't
Nothing.
announced anything at all whatsoever. The only thing I've seen for Cartoon Network and Thanksgiving this year, and shout out to
They can just I just don't get Cartoon Network anymore. I just don't. People get mad at me. Just shit. But this is what you're getting every November. They're not even making new shows, nothing. They don't care. It's just like, why are people still defending it?
CN News and Schedules on Twitter for pointing this out. Apparently, Cartoon Network is doing an all day long Teen Titans Go marathon on Thanksgiving.
That's the best they can plan. That's the best they can come up with. Not, oh, well, we don't have enough money. Where do you think that came from? Where do you think it come from? Hmm? Whose fault is that? Christina Miller and the schedule designer, Vishnu. Thank you. Come again. That's Johnson Day Bullet. He ran it on stuff like this. Like, you cannot keep doing this. You already did this last year. Why are they doing it again? Again. I can't believe you. I can't believe you, Cartoon Network.
And they're repeating the King Shark Week miniseries 3 times in one day, and
But King Shark, what's that? Hmm? So that's the only show that's new. King Sharks with that.
That's really it. That's their entire plan for Thanksgiving this year. Obviously, needless to say, that's a pretty abysmal Thanksgiving lineup. The fact that you're playing Teen Titans Go all day long is what a lot of people want to see. And not only that, but the fact that you're airing the same miniseries 3 times in one day is just absurd to me.
It is crazy. Nope, no chowder, nothing. Nothing is related to Thanksgiving. Nothing. Just fucking nothing. I don't get this new Cartoon Network or even Cartoon Network in 2017. I don't get it.
But think back to not only back in the 2000s and early 2010s when Cartoon Network, I have distinctive memories of them airing that Adventure Time Thanksgiving special.
Yeah, that's what they used to air too. They would have when they have the new when they have their own original shows, Adventure Time, stuff like that. And they would give their original show some Thanksgiving, pilots, Thanksgiving specials, even with Christmas. But now they don't. They don't do that. Or they would air a movie. It's only for special. They do on special occasion where but most of the day, like summer, something like that, they would just air their shows. They still would have cartoon theater, but and the flicks. I don't even know why people hate that. It's better than what you're getting now. You don't even get a shit. Oh, but Teen Titans Go airs for an hour. No, they don't. No, they don't. Not this November.
With the Fire Wolf and the Snowman. I remember that airing on Thanksgiving Day with other shows airing as well. Not only that, with the regular show Thanksgiving special too, but if we even think back to a more recent time, I'm thinking back to 5 years ago in 2020, Cartoon Network, or rather, I should say Boomerang, actually
Yeah, Boomerang. Not Cartoon Network. They didn't even want to air nothing on there. Oh, wait, who am I getting? Tom Asham. I know they gave him a lot of flack, but what are we getting today? What are we getting today, right now, with Thanksgiving? They're not even the Boomerang channel isn't even airing anything. Flash fuck.
had a Thanksgiving marathon all weekend long. It was called Boomerang Family Feast. And essentially, what it was, if you guys don't recall, was Thursday through Sunday, Thanksgiving weekend, essentially. They had all these old Hanna-Barbera classics. And I remember distinctively, the advertisement for it was like, we're serving you up a cornucopia of cartoons. And I remember at the time, I was like, wow, this is a really great way to
Yeah, that was interesting. I know that. Oh, you have that other channel that you don't like. No, 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 no. I don't want to hear nothing about that. I'm not talking about it. No. No, they should be having these shows on there right now for Thanksgiving, at least, or air some, classic '80s shows. Why can't they do that on Cartoon Network? Why they can't do that this November? But no, they want to just air that. Oh, at least some. Well, after that, you get something. No, 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 no. Then they repeat the same stuff again. I don't even get Spencer. Or I don't know. I didn't get him last year, but I don't know what's he gonna say about this one on this schedule. We'll see what he says. But it's not about him. It's about this Cartoon Network. Should should needs to start celebrating Thanksgiving again.
you celebrate Thanksgiving, just to have this family feast lineup with these shows that you typically don't see on the air, that, maybe you're a kid today and your parents grew up watching those shows, or maybe your grandparents were watching those shows, depending on how old you are. It's really something that the entire family could just sit around the TV and spend some nice quality time together watching these classic Hanna-Barbera cartoons. I thought that
Yeah, now today, what are families watching now? They're on, man, they're on all these streaming platforms, finding something to watch on Thanksgiving. I know what's happening. Or they're going to Freeform or not Sci-Fi. But they're not going. They're going to TBS. They're finding something interesting to watch. You know, at least they do something special. But the Cartoon Network, they're not. They don't even care about it. David's ass off. Fuck you for this. It's your fault for letting this happen, man. Whatever. Ugh.
was a great step in the right direction. I remember at the time saying that I didn't understand why it was on Boomerang and not Cartoon Network, but that's neither here nor there. Unfortunately, that was a one-time thing. They did the Family Feast for Boomerang back in 2020. We didn't get a repeat of it in
So like, how did we go from that to this all over again? I don't think that this company is gonna ever listen. They're not gonna bounce back to the glory days. It's just not happening. What's his name? Michael. I don't even think he even runs it.
2021, nothing happened in 2022, 2023, or 2024 either. And now we're sitting here in the year 2025, halfway through this decade. And unfortunately, as I said before, they're really not doing anything for Thanksgiving this year, Cartoon Network, or even Boomerang for that matter. All they're doing is airing Teen Titans Go all day long on Thanksgiving Day, which I believe they've done this before. I'm pretty sure that's what they did last year, but don't quote me on that. But it's really a shame because I understand that the cable industry is not exactly, doing all that great right now.
Just because that isn't doing well, that don't mean just air anything. There might be people that still have cable, especially someone that be making them schedule reviews and stuff. But he has cable. My family, my grandparents still have cable. Like, you think that they want to watch that? They're not going to go to Cartoon Network for Thanksgiving. Oh, unless there's something interesting, but there's nothing on there. Teen Titans Go, and why is it still airing? How come that show is not off the air? It's like, oh, everything is. Let's just continue.
Now, and apparently, and I've discussed this in other videos, it costs Cartoon Network more money to air older episodes of their series on their channel.
Yeah. Because I guess you know why it costs so much? Because they waste their money on all crap. They kept doing it the cheap way out, and then it failed. It failed. All their reboots failed. Thanks, Christina Miller. It's all your fault. Now Cartoon Network can't even air it. That's the reason. So that you can just air Teen Titans Go because it's making more. We can get more money. It's like, dude, it didn't just be Teen Titans Go 400 episodes 2.0 again.
Than to make a new show in and of itself, which again, that makes no sense to me, but that was a quote from someone who worked at Adult Swim. Apparently, that's a thing. I understand all of that, right?
Meanwhile, you have Adult Swim that had Checkered Pass, or they're airing they're getting out new shows on there. If they're making new shows on Adult Swim, or they're doing something for Thanksgiving, why? How come Cartoon Network can't do it? But the apologists always be defending this. I just didn't get that.
Right. But at the same time, it's like this is supposed to be a special time of the year. And I know that Thanksgiving
Yeah, I know.
between the three holidays I mentioned before, being Christmas, Halloween, and Thanksgiving. I know that Thanksgiving is often the more forgotten of the bunch. It's really one that a lot of companies don't really pay attention to because I feel like the big money makers are Halloween and then right into Christmas, right? Halloween, a lot of people are buying costumes, they're buying decorations, they're
It
buying
still didn't even air any no scary movies or Halloween movies at all. Anyway, they just did Scooby Doo because it's just cheaper. It's cheaper and everything. Now you won't get no money, Carson Eric. You keep doing the same cheap route that you did before. It's just unbelievable.
candy. Whereas Thanksgiving is more so a holiday where you get together with your family, sit around a table, and have a big Thanksgiving meal, a Thanksgiving feast. It's not this big marketable commercial holiday that you sell a lot of items for. Like my mom, and growing up, she still does this to this day. She always did decorate for Thanksgiving. Like I'm sitting in my living room right now when we have Thanksgiving decorations up. It's something that my money from, selling just different decorations and whatnot during that time. I remember back in the day, quick throwback for those of you who grew up in the 2000s and 2010s.
Yeah, that's like late proto Gen Z nostalgia a little bit. That's pretty much it. But the early one, that's the stuff right there. Late '90s, early 2000s, mid 2000s, stuff like that. You know,
Do you remember getting in the mail every single holiday season the
uh,
Toys R Us holiday gift shopping list or that catalog of all the
Yeah, you don't get stuff like that no more. I even made a video about Toys R Us, what happened to it or something. You know, it was the best toy store, but, you know.
from a commercial standpoint. They make a lot of money from it. Same thing with Halloween. Thanksgiving is that one in the middle where you don't make a lot of money from outside
Oh my gosh, maybe man, that the people that say that, they make the most excuses of how come they did it back in the day, they were making money then. What's up with that? Oh, well, we were done streaming services. You can no, 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 no. People still have cable. They don't wanna watch that. If they go to Cartoon when they won't when they go on Cartoon Network, they're expecting Thanksgiving or movies on. Well, you don't say anything when it comes to Nicola. I may rant on Nicola. I don't wanna hear nobody in the comment section. None. None.
of supermarkets selling a lot of food. Unfortunately, just as a matter of fact, because of that, Cartoon Network and other cable networks as well, they don't really celebrate it as much as they would Halloween or Christmas, just
I know Sci-Fi. Sci-Fi does the Harry Potter marathons.
because it's not this super commercial marketable holiday. But needless to say, I still think it is a pretty important holiday. I think it's something that unfortunately I wish that wouldn't be passed up upon, because really once Halloween comes around, it rolls straight into Christmas and people just forget about Thanksgiving. And Thanksgiving is still a holiday that I hold near and dear to my heart.
That's where you get that fucking turkey. You get that turkey.
I do enjoy Thanksgiving. I always look forward to it every single year. And obviously, the day after Thanksgiving is Black Friday. So that's a
And you got that Black Friday where you can get stuff lower.
huge marketable holiday for a lot of these commercial retailers, which is why they kind of gloss over Thanksgiving. They want to get from Halloween to Black Friday to Christmas and make their money. But I really do wish that Cartoon Network would actually do something for Thanksgiving like they used to back in the day, or even like they did 5 years ago, because I feel like it's a great opportunity
Yeah, it's a great opportunity. It's a great opportunity. Anyway, yeah.
for if you have a family filled with children, right? You know, the adults
Not just Teen Titans Go.
are all getting the meals together. Maybe one of your uncles or grandparents are telling all these stories to the family, and the kids are off playing. Maybe they're sitting in front of a TV watching Cartoon Network. Imagine if instead of Teen Titans Go being on the air, they had shows that your parents grew up watching. They had shows that your grandparents grew up watching.
Yep. But they don't want to do that. They don't. They only go, well, this is the new generation. But this show came out 10 years ago. 10! 10 years ago. you know.
Watching, like these Hanna-Barbera classics they did 5 years ago. In essence, what that would do is it would basically get the whole family to gather around the TV. Let's say you have a family with a large group of kids in it, they're all sitting around the TV, and then Uncle Harry, let's say, comes over, and Uncle Harry is like, "What are you kids watching? Oh wow, you're watching Top Cat?"
Imagine being able
Oh my gosh, there's ads.
to build an app with your name on it just by thinking
I
about
need to get YouTube Premium someday. I got to.
it. Meet Base 4.
I watched that when I was a kid. And then all of a sudden he calls his sister over. He's like, "Hey, Susie, come on over here." They're watching Top Cat. I haven't seen this in like 30 years. Then all of a sudden Susie comes over and sits down with Uncle Harry. Then all of a sudden all the adults start gathering with the kids, and you have this moment where your whole
Yeah, you don't even get that anymore. You don't get that. You don't get anything like that. Because when your parents come in there, they say, "What is this? This is not Thanksgiving. This is just a whole marathon of a cheap 11-minute format television show. Garbage."
family is gathered up in front of the TV to watch an episode of this classic Hanna-Barbera series and have a nice, wholesome family holiday moment together that I'm sure these kids will remember for the rest of their lives. Just like I remember watching that adventure. I had a rather sad statement to say. It's watching TikTok in isolation.
Yeah, that's all they watch. TikTok. Oh, shit. I shouldn't even have sneezed. What the fuck? Why it came in? Whatever. Let's begin the video again.
Which isn't going to create this core memory that you're going to look back fondly upon. It's just not. Unfortunately, that's just the fact of the matter.
Yeah, this generation won't have any memories because look what they grew up on. Grew up on BS. and crap like that. I don't get that.
So I really hope that once this sale happens at Warner Brothers Discovery, we start to see a bigger emphasis on holidays once again. I mean, I know they're doing Scooptober every Halloween. They're going to do something for Christmas.
Hope they do something. I don't know. There's some new shows or something. Make some new ones. Whatever they're getting sold to. But they probably, I don't know.
They do something for Christmas every single year, but these holiday celebrations are really a shell of their former selves, and Thanksgiving is straight up just non existent. So I hope that all changes in the not too distant future. But for this year, for Thanksgiving, you can sit down and watch Teen Titans Go with the same episodes airing 3 times throughout the day. Anyways, let me know
3
down.
times, and you know what? That did it. That did it. That did it. I'm done with it. I'm done with Teen Titans Go. You know what? Cartoon Network, you suck. Like and subscribe for more content like that. And I'm Killer Cyber Slayer 99. And I want to say this also. This generation will never understand the real essence of Cartoon Network Thanksgiving back in the day. And that's all I gotta say. And I'm gonna see y'all next time. Later, later. Rawr.